Nico, back down to Mousehole for you tomorrow, and the first time for most of, if not all, the players. Are you looking forward to going back to your old hunting ground?
Yeah, no, it'd be brilliant. It's a lovely little club. The setup, I think the players will be pleasantly surprised when they turn up. It's a nice clubhouse, good changing rooms. The pitch will be immaculate. Billy Jacker, who does the pitch, takes great pride in it, and I've already seen some pictures online of where it's currently at, so I think it'll be a good experience for them, and it'll be nice for me to get back and see some familiar faces from my time down there. I wasn't there long, but it had an impact. I really enjoyed the job that I did there. I was still playing at the time, so I was kind of player, manager, coach, and an academy director, so I got to try out a lot of different things. I got to experiment, I got to make a few mistakes and do some good things all at once and learn my lessons. So really enjoyed it, look forward to going back, and I think it'll be a good couple of days. Any
fond memories that stick out from your time down there?
I think there was just some eye-opening stuff at times, you know, like the what would you call it, the local derbies against Penzance were brutal. Like the kind of passion, and because there weren't many fans at many games, particularly away games, you heard every comment, and it, you know, it was quite, people really want to win, and people are quite happy to say what they feel, and you could hear pretty much everything that everyone said, individual comments. So some eye-opening places to go and play. I'm not going to name names because I don't want to insult anybody, but you know, Mousehole play really good football. It's been their kind of philosophy for a little while now, and so as you would, teams that wanted to beat them and not get played off the park would just leave the grass as long as they could leave it, wouldn't look after the pitch, would do all those kind of old tricks, and it was a real interesting challenge to go and do that at some of those places, whereas at home you knew the pitch was going to be perfect, you had a decent following, a decent fan base, and even since I've been there now, the stands have gone up and there's improvements have been made, so it'll be it'll be really interesting. I remember scoring my last ever goal in kind of competitive football away at St Dennis was an unbelievable free kick, and it was the only game they didn't film. So I've got no record of that. So I could be lying. I promise I'm not. But and so yeah, and I just really enjoyed playing. You know, it was at a level where physically I was still capable of doing it, and mentally I think I was still sharp enough to be able to play and contribute, and it was a good little ego boost for me at the time to be able to go out and still play. I was 38, I think it was, but there were some good players, and the thing that you learnt was that geography had been a big factor in why some of those players had got nowhere near making it as a professional, because, you know, Plymouth, Exeter, we're still 2 and a bit hours away down here. It's very unlikely to get scouted. The academy system doesn't even allow you to bring players in from further than about an hour and 15 minutes. So it's really tough for those kids down there, and tough for some of those players coming through, because if they were born in the Midlands, some of them would have made good money out of football, and some of them may even have gone pro. So tough in that sense, but great that there's a project there that they can buy into and go and play good football and get looked after almost like professionals do.
You obviously helped organise this fixture and help arrange the trip down there. Why was this a game that you feel would be beneficial to the players? Because, of course, it works both ways. We're helping Mousehole draw in a crowd as well, which I'm sure they'll be really pleased with.
Yeah, it does. I think, first of all, we get to play against a real footballing team in pre-season, so it'll be a different challenge to some of the other kind of National League South, National League teams that we'll play, where there'll be a lot more of a physical nature, I think, to the game. There'll be a tactical nature to this game that we won't always see in pre-season, which is authentic. There's a frustration for me in some pre-season games where teams go out and try and play total football when it's not what they're going to do when the season starts, whereas Mousehole will be trying to play, will be trying to implement, you know, with the new players and the way we play and our philosophy. I knew the pitch was going to be really good. Yes, you know, I wanted to help them out from a personal point of view. It's great that they can hopefully bring in a crowd and make some money from the fixture. There's also the possibility of loan players to go there. And obviously now we've taken a step up and we're in League One, and we're trying to implement a slightly different style. It's important that our young lads go on loan to places that are going to test them from a football point of view. An example would be, say, Ed James goes on loan to Tiverton last season, and as the pitches start to get a bit rough in the winter, he, as a centre-half, he got to head it, he got to defend, he got to be physical, he got to do all the things that he needs to do. There are other players that need to go out there and they need to be tested on receiving the ball in tight areas under pressure. The movement they need to make to get on the ball when the play is building from a certain area, they're things that will translate into our first team. So they're definitely one of a few teams in the Southwest that really try, and play. And total football is a generic term, but they really try and get the ball on the floor and move it quickly. So there was an opportunity there. And from a social point of view, it gives us a chance to go down there. We're going to do some surfing on the Wednesday. We're going to try and put some stuff on where we get to know the lads better and they get to know each other a little bit better. And that's massive, because we're 2 weeks into pre-season now and everything's great, but there'll be times during the season where we're tested, physically, mentally. Things might not go right for a period of time. We need to make sure that the lads are as close as they can be and understanding of who each other are, so as that we can get through those tough times.
Finally, how good do you think you'll be at surfing?
I've been surfing once. We had a lesson. I was brilliant when the surfboard was on the beach, and I didn't stand up once in about an hour. So I'm not hopeful that I'm going to blow anybody away with my surfing. There'll be one or two, I'm sure, that are naturals and pick it up quickly and make it look easy. I'll probably just look forward to the fish and chips a bit more after.